want to make sure Americans are aware, and foreigners too, for those tuning in, just the amazing turnaround in terms of long-term, U.S. oil production. So, folks, we're flashing up here if you're watching the video. This is showing, this is from the EIA, the U.S. Energy Information Administration, U.S. field production of crude oil, and you can see it peaked in literally 1970, and then it's just started a gentle decline, just kept going down and down and down, and that was consistent. I think, Tom, you and I are similar ages. When, we were growing up, it was just taught that, the world's run out of oil, and the U.S. in particular, and that's why we got to tighten our belts and we got to switch over and get into electric vehicles and stuff because we're running out of oil and we don't want to be defended. And then all of a sudden, there's this chart showing, for some reason, it bottomed out in like 2007 and just went through the roof and just kept rising, breaking records. And then a similar chart, now showing this one, this is net imports it's a combined category, folks. It's crude oil and petroleum products. And so again, a net import means we're importing more than we're exporting. And you can see the net imports were, rising throughout all the 80s and 90s and early to mid 2000s. And then it peaks around 2005 and then starts declining. And then it actually goes negative in 2020. And then now is continuing to drop, meaning we're net exporters. Okay. So it went from this, scarcity mindset and we're running out of oil and we got to switch over to something else. And like, duh, of course, there's only so much oil. And that doesn't seem to have been happening. And Tom, I don't think Americans are aware of that. It was kind of like when the Soviet Union fell, nobody really cared. They just kept going on like it was a Thursday or something. So do you want to talk about any of this?
Yeah, Bob, it's really difficult to sort of see the magnitude of this if you're not thinking about it on a regular basis. Since the shale revolution, which by that I mean since the beginning of the use of a technology called hydraulic fracturing combined with horizontal drilling, which basically means that we dig down and then we dig across these seams of what are called shale. So it's just basically oil and sand all along these mile-long seams. And we're able to pull this oil out, which we never were able to do so before. And since, with the numbers that you showed and the charts that you showed, since that time, the United States has produced 80% of the world's incremental barrels of oil, meaning of all the new barrels of oil since that 2007-8 time frame, 80% of it has come from the United States. We were growing up